Welcome to Fantasy Rivals. We're going to try something a little bit different this week and actually record and post our entire show. So we're doing it like the big dogs. Mark, how do you feel?
I'm ready, but
Are
everyone
you?
else,
You're a
buckle up.
sweaty kid. Let me see. Hey, he's dry. Look at that. Did your mom get you some new deodorant for Christmas?
I bought myself, and I could have a whole segment on how good this stuff is, but maybe for bonus
Nice. I
content.
love it. I have skin problems though, so I'm not trying anything different, but wonderful, wonderful. Well, let's kick it off. I say jump right into the playoffs. That's the biggest thing. Did you watch a lot of the games this weekend?
I did. It's about all I did yesterday.
Yeah, and they're really I don't know, it wasn't too exciting. I feel like pretty much exactly what we expected to happen happened, right?
Yeah, and of course, none of the games that had any outcomes associated with it were any good. Like I was watching a lot of Dallas and New York. That was one of
Oh,
the kind of
right. And you don't even know if the game's gonna matter. And then you get to the
right.
night game and it doesn't matter because
The
they played the
entire
game.
NFC East slate was just bad. I mean, they were close in score, but it was bad football. I don't want to see Nate Sudfeld playing Week 17 ever.
No, we had to watch 17 weeks of the NFC East just to watch whichever team makes it exit in the first round.
And what a segue, because we get the football team against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Let's talk about it, baby. What that game is being played on what day?
Great question.
I had the schedule up earlier. That's all right. Forget about it.
Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday or Sunday. Good job. So we got Brady and the football team.
That's right.
I mean, do you see any surprises here?
No, I don't give them much chance. I like Washington's defense and their D line with
Their
Chase
defense
Young.
is really good, and Chase
Yeah,
Young is a monster.
They're legit. Yeah, he's already a captain too as a rookie, which is super impressive.
Right, he's 21 years old.
Yeah, but no, I'm taking the Bucs here. They started to turn it on.
They did, but Mike Evans got hurt last week.
Right.
He couldn't have done that in the regular season when I had Antonio Brown sitting on my bench for 6 weeks. Are you kidding me? And it helped you because you had Mike Evans?
That's true. That's just selfish.
Couldn't be worse fantasy rival move for me.
Sorry, man. But they're the team that could probably handle it the best with, like you said, Antonio and Chris Godwin. So it was a nice story for Washington. Hey, you made the playoffs. Hey, Alex Smith came back. Hey.
And Ron Rivera, too.
Yep.
Has a cancer thing going on. So a real feel-good story in Washington. But I agree. I mean, Brady, they're starting to figure it out a little bit. That offense, I just think, is too good. Their defense is pretty decent, too. And honestly, the biggest differentiator here is the Washington offense. I mean, Terry McLaurin's a great player. Antonio Gibson is a great player. I like Alex Smith's brain, but I don't
leg.
Right, not his leg. He's wearing an entire splint that goes up his whole calf just so that he can walk. What?
Yeah, he loves football, which I love to see.
Either that or he has so much anxiety about never playing football again, then that's what drove him to playing. But I agree. That's wild. So although it feels good and obviously we want the best for Alex Smith.
Yeah, bright future in Washington, but I think it ends
this weekend. For sure. Let's cut across to the other side here, Tennessee and Baltimore. What do you think? Initial thoughts?
These AFC matchups are way better than these NFC matchups, I think. This one I'm excited for. Baltimore's been hot. Tennessee knocked Baltimore out of the playoffs last year in a big game.
I lost a lot of money on that game because every time the Ravens went down, I hammered the Ravens. And then they'd go down 7 more. And I hammered them again. And guess what?
Derrick Henry kept running and didn't stop running.
Never came back. So personally, not touching this game from a betting standpoint.
Yeah, and Tennessee won earlier in the year. It was a close game
earlier this year,
30-24. But Tennessee is just quietly keeps winning. They're not a top seed, and they crappy kind of matchups wise when if they win and play Kansas City next week. But they're just. I think they won 11 games. They won the division. Kind of sucks, though.
Here's my question is last year, I feel like for a lot of the year, they were carried by their defense. did they lose a lot of guys in the offseason? Have they had some rough injuries? Because this defense, right? No, they have been atrocious. They've gotten ripped up.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost games that they've scored 40 points.
Yeah, it's been their offense, that's been
right.
Really
the offense is hot, but like, can they stop anyone?
Right. And this is not the matchup with Lamar Jackson that you want to find out.
No, but what I will say about Lamar is, if you remember, there was a few games there, they went into a little bit of a lull, like as an offense, the Ravens did, Lamar in particular. There's a way to figure this guy out. There really is. And it's forcing him to throw. So I don't know if these teams are trying to like have their safeties or linebackers spy him. He's the best athlete on the field. You can't spy Lamar. So I want to see someone come up with a good defensive team strategy to just contain him best you can, right?
And like, you said exactly right. They had the exact formula last year in the playoffs. Like, get up, run the ball at Derrick Henry down their throats, make Lamar have to chase points and not just, run it with him and J.K. Dobbins. Make like Marquise Brown beat you, Make Lamar get him the ball. Make him take his running kind of out of it, like you said.
As much as you can, yeah.
Right. He's the best athlete on the field. You don't want him tearing you up and then you have to chase the points.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, if I win the toss and I'm Tennessee, I'm taking the ball first.
Yeah.
I try to go up. They get up 2 scores early, like whole game plan is over for the Ravens. And that's honestly the only complaint I have about Lamar is if you fall behind in a game, which doesn't happen frequently. But if you do and you go down a couple touchdowns.
Yeah. We still haven't seen it yet in a huge game.
Well, except last year when they played Tennessee.
Yeah, right.
This exact matchup. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit more on the line because wasn't that the AFC divisional round?
It was, yes.
It wasn't the playing game.
It was not, and it wasn't the conference championship either. I think it was the divisional round.
So that'll be a good one. Again, I think I'm going to lean Tennessee if I have to take someone in that matchup.
I would agree.
Yeah. All right, moving back to the NFC, Seattle and LA.
Weird matchup for me. Are we getting Goff back?
That's what I was going to say. Is Jared Goff going to play?
Or is it the John Wolford show again?
I love the guy's effort.
Great job. You got to win.
Effort player. Yep. Now and they got it done. And they got our Bears in the playoffs. It's going to be embarrassing when we lose, but we'll get there.
Right.
We'll get to that game.
But this is, big boy time. John, you had your fun. If they want any chance, they need Jared Goff back.
Yeah.
I do like Seattle in this. I know I've talked about the Rams defense all year, but I don't love. That was me. That's
all right, baby. Beep away.
I'll have to cut that.
Not cutting it, baby. Straight through.
Unedited. Yeah, so I like Seattle in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I don't bet against Russell Wilson, right? Ever. I don't care what it is because he's one of those players where, I mean, yeah, he has the occasional off day. They're very few and far between. They really didn't look that great this past Sunday either.
Mm-hmm. They got down early, right, to 49ers.
Yeah, they got down early. They were playing catch up the whole game. But Russ is an MVP, right? He's won a Super Bowl. He's lost a Super Bowl
by a couple yards.
By
a yard.
Literally a yard. But I don't bet against the guy. They have too many weapons with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson's getting healthy again. And they also have what's-his-face as their backup running back, Carlos Hyde, who's been out for a lot of years. So I feel like they've gotten healthy going into the playoffs. Unfortunate about Josh Gordon, though.
Yeah. I feel like you could say that about
Josh Gordon like 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah.
What was it this time? Was it weed again?
I don't know. I thought
they were getting rid of weed, or is that in the NBA? NBA, they're getting rid of weed as in
right.
Illegal substance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a performance enhancing. I don't know how that would help your game.
Yeah, I don't know either. And I wonder if it's because he's a multiple time offender. You have to be on the real straight and narrow. Yeah,
and that's what's sad is that you have the opportunity to play in the NFL, to get back in the NFL again.
Yeah,
to play for the Seattle Seahawks, the Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, just get in the playoffs, man.
And you just can't lay off the ganja.
Yeah. But back to football. These two teams split.
They split
in the regular season. So I think Seattle gets the edge here, but especially if you get John Wolford.
And again, Goff, right. And even if Goff plays, though, Goff's one of those guys where, like, I don't know. To me, he's a game manager. He has some games where he makes good throws, for sure. I mean, I would take him over Mitch Trubisky. You wouldn't?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yes. Yeah. But we could talk about that for.
That's going to be a long segment.
Yeah, I think he's a game manager, like, plus. Like, you're going to get games where it's like he does pretty well, but then he's got some days that it's like, what the hell happened?
You're like, oh my God, is this offense going to move the ball at all?
The Jets game. Are you going to lose this game? Yep.
And that's the other thing. I don't know. How do you do that? How do you lose to the Jets?
So maybe they got a
playoff team? No, they didn't get it out of their system.
Browns did it too, so they're not alone.
Well, that wouldn't make me feel any better. You mean Cleveland, the team that hasn't made the playoffs in 17 years, also lost to them? You know,
that.
Brutal. Moving along. Pittsburgh and the Browns. Pittsburgh has, oh my God, fallen from. How do you
11-0, and would they end up
12-4? That's bad.
Yeah.
And they got the Browns, who they're excited. Cleveland is excited.
Yeah, I'm kind of conflicted here.
Big Cleveland Browns guy.
Kinda.
Oh, get out of here.
I like Nick Chubb a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big Nick Chubb guy, but I'm also excited for them. They made the playoffs. They're excited. Pittsburgh has been playing like crap.
Yeah.
But
they're bad.
This is the Browns still.
It's still the Browns.
Who last time they made the playoffs, how old were we? 11,
13.
12? Oh, 2.
Well, some of us are 30.
You were, yeah, but you were
17 years ago. How old are you?
Not 18 years ago. 17?
17. I tweeted about it.
I'm 17.
You're my accountant.
I'm 17 years old now.
You're my accountant. You can't do any math. Sign them up. Signing them up. If the IRS is watching this, I don't know anything about my finances.
That's not an excuse.
That's what my guy's for.
Yeah, so it's been a while. But, and, you know, I take nothing from this last game yesterday, basically. You know, you got 2 different Steelers quarterbacks playing. And it was a close game.
It was a close game.
Yeah. I'd probably lean Pittsburgh in this game, even though they have been playing like they're on the wrong trajectory, but I don't trust Cleveland.
Remember when Odell Beckham was playing?
Yeah.
They have gotten hot since then. I don't know. There's something to be said about a big ego, right?
Yeah.
You still want your best players on the field, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And as tell everyone to suck it up, just listen to him talk and let him do his thing. Who cares?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, don't take it personally.
I'd rather him catching the ball than, I don't know, like Rashard Higgins or Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, true. But Donovan's Peoples-Jones he's had a couple nice catches.
Yeah, he's filled in nicely.
But I agree. He's not an elite receiver.
No. Right.
You know? But yeah, I got to go Pittsburgh on this one too. I think they just have the more complete team. Although since they lost Bud Dupree, and who else did they lose on their defense? Another big name player.
Yeah, I'm forgetting the other one.
I think they lost them like back-to-back weeks. But either way, since that's happened, this has not been the same defense.
Are you concerned?
Cincinnati ran all over them.
Yeah, that was weird and embarrassing.
Oh my God. How many times have they played Giovanni Bernard?
Yeah, it's not new. The guy can catch and like he's slippery.
Yeah, like that guy's been on that team for like at least 5 years.
Yeah, for
in your division.
You've played him twice a year for how long now?
Too long.
You concerned about Ben?
I wouldn't say I'm concerned about Ben, but I would say that I think his career is coming to a close. I still think he's better than a lot of other quarterbacks. Again, I think he'll make the right decision more oftentimes than not. What about you? You brought it up. I feel like you got to have some kind of reservation.
I don't know if it's just about him or it's the entire Pittsburgh offense. Like, James Conner hasn't given him anything really this year.
No.
And then, like, do they have a number one? They have good receiver. Good. Who am I throwing to when the game's on the line? I don't know. So
Chase Claypool.
Right. And
But you don't want your rookie to be your go-to guy. Yeah, because Juju, I mean, again, we've talked about Juju plenty, but good for that dude blowing up on TikTok and making his money that way. But he's not making his money on the field, I'll tell you that. He's had a 100-yard game receiving since Antonio Brown left, and he had like 94 the other week. I thought it was good.
Yeah. No, I don't know. But if I'm ranking quarterbacks in the playoffs right now, Ben's in the bottom half.
Yeah, probably, which is not something that you've said about Ben Roethlisberger over the course of his career, right?
In the AFC, he's probably only ahead of Baker Mayfield probably, and maybe Phil Rivers.
Definitely over Phil Rivers.
And then Baker, you can make the argument you'd rather have Baker. I think you could.
You could, but I don't think I would make the argument that I would rather have Baker.
I wouldn't fault you either way, whichever way you lean. But Mahomes, Tannehill, Jackson, and Josh Allen, you're all taking ahead of Ben.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I'm taking Ben over Goff for sure.
Yeah, and Mitch, and probably Alex Smith.
Yeah, on that whole NFC side. Yeah, I think we're in agreement. We're both leaning Pittsburgh, but probably a lot because of just the history of the team.
Right, pedigree.
A lot of the players, right? Moving along, we got the Bears. The Bears. And we are squaring off against the New Orleans Saints. And we're going to be in New Orleans, obviously, because we shouldn't even be in the playoffs.
Yeah, this is going to be a quick exit. I feel like we're on the same page on this one.
Hey, at least Cody Parkey can't ruin it for us this year. He'll just go ahead and ruin it for Cleveland.
Yeah.
You thought about that? I meant to bring that up when we were talking about it.
Someone else is going to ruin it.
What's that?
Someone else is going to ruin it for us. Oh, sorry. It's probably going to be Mitch.
Yeah, Mitch.
So
they're going to re-sign him, aren't they?
He did.
I've seen some stupid shit on Twitter. People are like, oh, franchise tag him for a year.
No.
Franchise tag him? 45 mil? I could get him for 6 years for 45 mil.
Yeah.
How do you think his contract would look? It would have to be a 1-year deal. It'd have to be a prove-it deal, right?
I'm curious to see what he can get on the open market from a team, like even as a backup or something. Like, because I would be fine re-signing him for cheap.
Well, that's the only way I would be okay signing him.
Right. No long
short term. No. Put him on a prove it deal.
And
I don't care if it's 2 years, $5 million a year.
Right.
Prove it.
If we have to draft a quarterback or, figure out something else.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could have done this, had this same exact season, maybe with Cam Newton as our quarterback. And he was only $1 million.
Yeah, but he fell off quick.
Yeah, he fell off. But it's not like we've played good. The only games we've won have been against shitty we're
Yes, I believe we're like 1-6 against teams with over 500 record this year.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah,
embarrassing.
Nice. We did take the Saints to OT when we played them this year.
Did they have Breeze?
Yes,
they did. They didn't have Michael Thomas.
Right, and it was at Soldier Field. And I think we got pretty lucky. So
let's talk about this. Do you think it's bullshit that they scheduled the Bears game for Sunday so that Alvin Kamara would be able to play?
Ooh.
Because the whole running back core, they said, would not be able to play on Saturday. And they scheduled the game for Sunday.
Maybe. I don't hate that theory. But
NFL conspiracy theory.
I still want the Saints and think the Saints deserve to win.
Yeah, I mean, if we won because Alvin Kamara didn't play because of COVID, that'd be like the most 20-point win ever. And then we'll just lose the next round anyway.
Right. So I'm not that upset about it.
No, I mean, at this point, they already said Nagy's coming back. I really hope Pace isn't coming back. Ryan Pace, I know you're not watching this.
I don't.
I've tried to tweet at you so many times. I've tried to tweet at Ryan Pace so many times. He's not.
Oh, has he gotten back to you?
He's not on Twitter. Smart guy.
Oh.
Yeah, I would avoid Twitter too if I sucked at my job. Everybody knew it.
I don't think many GMs are going to be on Twitter just be like, oh, yeah, sorry, I drafted this guy.
Well, I'm pretty sure any GM that's worth anything would be on Twitter because you need to engage with the people. Maybe more people would be standing up for Ryan Pace if he showed a little bit of a presence on social media.
Or he didn't suck.
Well, yeah, but if you're going to suck, at least have a backup plan.
Yeah,
Juju's got TikTok. We already talked about that. Backup plan. Ryan Pace, what are you going to do, man? When we can you?
He's going to be a scout somewhere or something. So I don't know how you only get rid of one of this trifecta of Mitch Nagy and Pace. Like,
I know, that's what I'm worried about.
They're all interconnected.
Because he's made other stupid moves.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even just this.
Kevin White.
How many of our first-round picks do we still have? From like 2015? Kevin White was one. That outside linebacker on the Rams now.
Leonard Floyd. Mitch.
Who else? He's had some good later round picks. I'll give him that.
Eddie Jackson.
Eddie Jackson was a 4th or 5th round pick.
4th, yeah. I think it's like Cody Whitehair and Mitch right now. And then we haven't had a first round pick in a while because, Khalil Mack.
Because he traded it away for Khalil Mack. And listen, I love Khalil Mack, phenomenal player. And that would have been an incredible trade if we had a chance at a Super Bowl at the time.
Yes.
But at the time that he pulled the trigger on that trade, the Bears didn't have a chance at a Super Bowl. We went 12-4.
He was banking on Mitch developing. And that's what killed us.
Right. And he didn't. When realistically, we should have been spending our money on the offensive line because you can hide a crappy quarterback behind a really good offensive line because the Rams have been doing it for 3 years now.
Right. No, I don't disagree.
And let's talk about the game.
And as many, yeah.
No,
sorry, that's a tangent. I was just saying, you got me started, so now I'm going. Jimmy Graham's had a fine year. Did we really need to spend $10 million on him? Like,
no.
Was that like?
And then take a tight end in the second round? Wow.
So,
what?
Yeah,
that's almost as stupid as the Packers taking Jordan Love in the second round. What was that about?
First round. First round.
I can only imagine. They took him in the first round?
Yeah.
That's so much worse.
And they're the 1 seed. Imagine if they had someone else to
right.
With.
How about your defense that the Bears ran all over? The Bears.
I don't know what that's from. That was good.
They should have gone and gotten what's his face for that? He was in Detroit. Now he's in Seattle.
On defense?
Lineman. Yeah. Snacks Harrison.
Yeah, they could
put some meat on that D line if you're the Pack.
Yeah, they could have used almost anything. Other than a backup quarterback.
Anything other than backup quarterback. Anyway, Bears Saints. I don't know. Do you think the Bears have a chance? I think if it was in Chicago in the elements, I think they would have a chance.
Yeah, more of a chance. I mean,
more of a chance.
Yeah, if Breeze starts to fall off, maybe, but I don't see it happening.
No.
I have zero confidence in the Bears.
Zero. But it does. I mean, realistically, I don't know if this is a stupid thing to say or not. Do you think we have a better chance against Breeze than we would against Taysom Hill? A gimpy Breeze? That's probably a dumb thing to say. But his game has tailed off a little bit.
It has.
And the rib thing doesn't help. He broke every rib he has. I don't even know you had that many ribs.
Wait, not every. I don't think everyone.
Didn't he break
both sides?
How many did he break?
I don't know. But
8?
I'm not sure.
How many ribs you got? 12?
Yeah, but you didn't. I think if you break all 12 at once, you lose your lungs.
He almost lost a lung too.
I still think Breeze is the better play, and obviously, but
yeah, I mean, I think you gotta, right? You gotta. I don't know.
And with Alvin back, Michael Thomas.
Yeah, they got too much firepower. It's just
we can't keep up.
No, we can't keep up. Moving on. I think we got one more game.
Buffalo and Indy.
Buffalo and Indy. I love Buffalo.
I do too.
I'm on board, man. I honestly, I was looking at that bracket. I see them losing to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game.
Call me crazy. I think they could beat the Chiefs.
You're crazy.
I
like you, but you're crazy.
I am all in on Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I did not think
early on I wasn't.
He has been awesome this year. And Diggs was a huge addition.
Oh my God.
And
you know what? It worked out for the Vikings too with Justin Jefferson.
Did.
He set a rookie receiving record, 1,400 yards.
Yeah.
So good for both teams.
A rare both sides win in this. And like last year, they were such like a run heavy team. And now Singletary and Moss are like fine, but like not pounding it all.
If I'm them, I'm taking like a stud running back in the draft because I honestly think that's the only piece this offense is missing right now. I mean, he's early on wasn't a Josh Allen guy, but Stephon Diggs had 126 catches this year.
Yeah, and Cole Beasley like had a pretty good
year.
Beasley
I think he had close to 100 catches.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, I'm all in on the Bills here, and their defense is again another team whose defense was better last year, but this offense has taken so many strides forward.
Yeah, I agree. I don't love the matchup with Indy because I think
they have a good defense.
They do.
And that's like a top 4 defense in the league.
Like some weird things could happen where Indy could win this game, but I still like Buffalo. And if they were to, I think the tougher matchup for Buffalo is Indy in the first round, then Pittsburgh or Cleveland if they win.
Yeah, tougher matchups in the first round. But dude, Jonathan Taylor has been a monster. And as guys that went to Iowa, it felt like he was there for like 7 years because he just ran. It's like Jonathan Taylor's still here. How has he been
his
here?
Doctor's degree?
God, come on. No wonder he's so good. He's like 27 and playing 19-year-olds.
A lot of people go to college for 7 years. They're called
doctors. Yeah, I don't know. He's been a stud though. He's been running all over everyone. So
how much
got that?
How quickly, if you're the Colts GM, do you call Andrew Luck this offseason, try to get him back?
Dude, I don't think Luck's going to come back. Do you?
I don't think he will, but like that's all they're missing. Yeah. If they have Andrew Luck instead of Phil Rivers.
Yeah, they might win. Do you think Andrew Luck's thinking the same thing? You think he shot him a text?
He's probably like reading books and doing smart people
things. What a loser.
I bet he hasn't watched football.
Yeah, he probably hasn't watched. He doesn't even like football. I don't like football. I just like the math that went into the angles and
cosine.
The rotary on the end line.
Yeah, he's doing way higher level stuff than that, probably.
Way higher level stuff than that, but I can't even think of the words for that stuff. So good for you, Andrew.
Yeah,
buddy.
And for saving your brain.
We didn't talk about the two first round buys we got, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Green Bay Packers. So how do you see this shaking out, AFC and NFC? Who do you, if you were going to pick two people in the Super Bowl right now, who would you take?
So if I had to pick two teams, this is bold, but I'm going Buffalo.
You're so
I might be, and like maybe I'm just drinking too much Kool-Aid.
It's just because you haven't had to watch any Patrick Mahomes games because they're up by 4 touchdowns whenever he's playing.
Yeah, he's insane. You're sick.
Just seeing more Josh Allen.
Yeah, and maybe because it's more like it's newer. Like, okay, Chiefs did it last year.
It's a shiny new toy.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, let me play with this one instead.
Yeah. Go ahead. You play with the shiny new toy. I'm going to go ahead and play with the slightly used toy.
Yeah, right. That's 25 years old.
Oh, that's way better and already has a ring.
Right. So I know it's not.
All right. Oh, hey, you can do what you want. I think you're completely wrong, but yeah, that's good. And but again, I have him in the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs.
Right. So not too far off.
No.
And then call me crazy.
Don't say Bears.
No, God, no.
I don't know. You're texting me earlier. You're like, Bears Pack, NFC Championship game.
I think the Buccaneers.
No kidding.
You know what? I'm looking at these NFC teams and like I see flaws with all of them.
Yeah.
And Tampa Bay's kind of like they're quietly hot.
So Tampa would have to play Green Bay in the second round.
Correct.
Aaron Rodgers Started off the game like 13 for 13.
Yesterday?
For like 175 yards and 3 touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Also, that one touchdown, the play clock expired. That one to MVS for 80 yards or whatever.
Mm-hmm. We only would have lost by 14.
Yeah. I saw, this is off topic, but I saw a statistic. The Bears had the ball for it was like 10 minutes longer.
Mm-hmm.
They had 40 more yards. They had like 30 more plays, and they lost by 3 scores. Controlling the clock doesn't even work against Aaron Rodgers, bro.
That was our only shot too. Like we did.
Game plan was executed.
Right. But
except for all those field goals.
Yeah.
We were texting about it. I'm like, dude, can't do this.
Mm-hmm. And we went for it fourth down quite a bit too.
Yeah. I hated that last fourth down call on that drive. There was that drive where it was like their third or fourth down.
And it was like a 2-person drive, but Jimmy Graham didn't really run a route. And so it was just
it was him and Allen Robinson was completely covered.
Yeah.
Could have been pick sixth.
Could have
could catch, but if defenders could catch, they'd be on offense. So
that's right. It's the only reason they're not receivers.
That's right, baby. So then, all right, Packer. So who do you have coming out of the NFC? You have
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Who do you have them beating in the NFC Championship game?
Seattle, because these Saints have kind of had a weird year. The Michael Thomas stuff early, the Drew Brees injury, now Kamara with COVID. I don't know, man.
So you don't think them overcoming all that and still getting the second seed says something about their character?
It definitely does. I'm just thinking Seattle gets up big, and I don't know if I want Drew Brees throwing it all over the field anymore coming back.
I don't know if Drew Brees can throw it all over the field.
Right. He
can't throw it more than 25 yards.
The target is way shorter, and it's
why do you think Michael Thomas gets so much shit from the rest of the wide receivers in the NFL? And we're like, oh, you think you're the best receiver? You run 6-yard routes.
Yeah,
he catches everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if that's what the coach calls, and you're doing it to perfection,
yeah, right. And that's Kamara gets a ton of catches. So they're not deep throws. So, yeah, it's part of their offense. But if they get down, I don't know if I like.
All right, so Mark's got Bills Bucks.
Didn't think you see that coming, did you?
No fans and old fans, baby. Let's go. It should be rowdy. Well, actually, if the Bills were in it, it would be rowdy because that fan.
And
nuts.
Fun fact, it's in Tampa this year.
Ooh, that's why Tom went to Tampa. He knew exactly what he was doing.
Who do you like?
Again, I don't see the Chiefs losing. Taking the Chiefs out of the AFC. And then last year, I feel like the Saints the last couple of years have had some tough exits out of the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
They had that Stephon Diggs catch 2 years ago. His time expired for a touchdown. This guy just whiffed on a tackle. Yeah. I don't know what – don't have to get into that.
Last thing could do.
And then last year, I forgot how they crapped out, but I remembered it being super unfortunate. And after that game ended, I took them to win the Super Bowl this year. I was like, this is 2 bullshit ways that Drew Brees has gone out. He's at the end of his career. This is a storybook ending. I'm betting on the storybook ending. So I took Drew Brees. So I'll take the Saints out of the NFC. Saints pack in the NFC Championship game.
If I would have known you were betting on them, now I know the Bears are going to win. They're going to screw you again.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. Here's how it's going to work, though, is they're going to make it very far. The Saints might even go to the Super Bowl, but then they're going to lose. And they're just going to be like, well, I was so excited for a month now, 4 weeks of playoffs, to watch them lose by 30 points to Patrick Mahomes. And I lost $100.
Yeah, that'd be brutal. Get you all the way to the finish line and then nothing.
All right, so if you got Bucks, Bills, who wins it?
Brady.
Not even a team, just a guy. Just a guy.
The Bills and Bucks lose. Tom Brady wins.
Well, even if Tom Brady loses, Tom Brady wins. Let's be honest.
Yeah. No, I would say let's go Bucks. I'm all in.
Hey, I would love it. I have no problem with the Bucks going because I like when the supervillain keeps winning. Yeah. People don't like Tom Brady. People were hating on New England. They're like, oh, I just keep winning, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, it's called a dynasty. It's called the GOAT. It's called I don't need new teams to win. No, I want to see a dynasty thrive. Why do you think I'm a Yankee fan?
Oh God. Oh
Hell
God.
yeah.
Gross.
Well, second.
Yeah, that other team.
To the Cubs, but different conferences.
So are you still taking New Orleans then over Kansas City? Or are you saying Kansas City?
If I was using my brain, I would say Kansas City. And I probably wouldn't even take New Orleans. But I'm going to ride New Orleans, baby. Let's go.
Sure.
Roll no. Roll Nola?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Working title. We'll figure it out. If you made it through this entire thing and you are still watching, thank you.
We love you.
We love you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're on. Ring the bell, get some notifications. We're going to be doing this a lot more. We're having a lot of fun with it. We appreciate each and every one of you. We look forward to seeing you again soon.